In the news, President Muhammadu Buhari approved 320 billion naira for VARSITIES, POLYTECHNICS, others. Israel strikes Lebanon and Gaza after a major rocket attack. And in sports, FIFA rankings, Nigeria dropped to 6th in Africa, 40th globally. Welcome to MLC TV Global News, reaching you from the city of Lokoja, the Kogi state capital. I am Jennifer Odimayo. President Muhammadu Buhari urged Nigerians who are aggrieved by the outcome of the February 25th and March 18th election to await patiently and allow the legal system to run its course. Buhari urged Nigerians to continue to be confident in the country for better seasons ahead. The president also said he had been guided by the vows he took to keep Nigeria united and prosperous and counted it a rare privilege to be elected twice in 2015 and 2019. Buhari said this in his last Good Friday Easter message as the president to the citizenry. He described Easter as a season to commemorate the triumph of light over darkness as he joined Christians in Nigeria and around the world to celebrate Easter, which commemorates the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, signposting his victory over death. The president commended Nigerians for believing in electoral process that produced the next set of leaders at the federal and state levels. However, he noted disgruntled section of the electorate, urging them to allow justice to prevail at the courts. He said it had been a real privilege to serve as Nigerian president since Nigerians gave him first mandate in 2015 and renewed it in 2019. Buhari noted that his regime's successes in security, economy, infrastructure, new oil frontier basins, landmark legal reforms as well as food sufficiency, among others, were possible because of the support of Nigerians who enabled him to honor his vows to keep the country united, prosperous, and secure. President Muhammadu Buhari-led federal government has approved over 320 billion naira as the 2023 intervention funds for public tertiary education institutions in the country. The Executive Secretary of Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TET Fund, Sonny Echono, disclosed these in Abuja during the fund's annual strategic planning workshop with all heads of beneficiary institutions on Wednesday. Echono said the meeting was an avenue to receive feedback and evaluate the performance of its intervention lines to enhance a more robust delivery of the agency's mandate. According to the TET Fund boss, the 2023 intervention cycle will see each university receiving over 1 billion naira, Polytechnic over 699 million naira, while each college of education will get over 800 million naira. Echono also urged Buhari as a parting gift to the education sector to give his assent to Finance Bill 2023, which provides for a further increase in education tax from 2.5 to 3%. The Defense Headquarters has described the call for interim government as unconstitutional and against the practice of democracy. The Director, Defense Media Operation Major General Musa Damadami, who stated this during the bi-weekly news conference ongoing armed forces operations across the country, said that the military, as a reputable institution, does not support illegality. Similarly, the Nigerian Army has directed its commandants to be vigilant and check threats in their various areas of responsibility. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, gave the directive at the closing ceremony of the 2023 first quarter Chief of Army Staff Conference in Abuja. Meanwhile, a group known as Progressive Solidarity for Asiwaju has also described the call for an interim government despite Bola Ahmed Tinubu's victory at the 25th February presidential election as an invitation to anarchy. The chairman of PSA, Ibrahim Emokwairi, urged losers to collaborate with President-elect Tinubu to make Nigeria great. President Muhammadu Buhari has terminated the appointment of the Executive Secretary, Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission, NIPC, Saratu Umar, with immediate effect. In a directive to the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Adeniyi Adebayo, the president also mandated the most senior director in the commission to immediately take over in the interim. The announcement was contained in a statement issued by the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, but no reason was advanced for Saratu Umar's sack. The Nigerian Labour Congress NLC Kaduna State Council has appealed to the state government to pay the entitlements of the reinstated workers. On April 4, 2023, the APC-led state government said it would reinstate over 1,000 primary school teachers sacked a few years ago. Reacting to promise to reinstate the sacked workers, Ayuba Magaji Suleiman, chairman of the NLC in Kaduna State, in a statement appreciated the efforts of the government to reinstate the sacked workers, just as he equally said the call to pay their benefits became necessary in view of the pain they suffered during the period. According to him, most of the sacked workers were victims of a harsh and ill-thought-out actions which had caused many livelihoods into quite unpleasant socio-economic conditions. He further said some affected teachers faced psychological torment, while some of these schools had to be shut down and some forced to operate in the abysmal condition given the shortage of teachers and other manpower, a situation that has further widened the gap towards achieving quality basic education. He appealed to the government to look into the case of others who are yet to be considered for reinstatement. On politics, officers of the Nigerian police force have reportedly taken over the Labour Party's national secretariat in Abuja. The crisis rocking the party deepened after 7 members of the National Working Committee (NWC) installed the National Vice Chairman, South, Lamidi Bashir Apapa, as the acting chairman of the party. Apapa replaced the suspended chairman, Julius Aburi. Speaking after an emergency meeting, Apapa said the NWC members acted on the judgments of an Abuja High Court, which barred Aburi from parading himself as Labour Party's national chairman. Apart from Aburi, the court also restrained the National Secretary, Umar Farouk Ibrahim, the National Treasurer, Oluchi Okpara, and the National Organizing Secretary, Clement Ojukwu. Apapa told journalists that the NWC also reviewed the suspension of party members and ESCO that had earlier been suspended by the party leadership. The crisis rocking the Labour Party took a different dimension on Friday as 26 state chairmen of the party loyal to Julius Aburi mobilized their supporters to reclaim the party national secretariat. Rotimi Kende, chairman of the party in Kwara State, who addressed journalists, said they have come to reclaim the secretariat, which was forcefully taken over by those he described as a dissident of the party.
Chase our staff away, committed all sorts of activities that is not in tandem with the rule of law. Actually, we were told that they went to court and took a particular order, but they did not wait for the court to determine whatever motion or notices, and they took law to their own hand to come and destroy our secretariat. That is why we, as a very, very important organ of NEC, the Council of Chairmen in the whole country, which continue NEC alongside the National Working Committee of our party, have decided to come here to do an on-the-spot assessment. And on getting here, we discovered that this set of people, some of them are suspended members of the party, who are no more members of our party. Some of them are people that have sold the party out to other political parties, which the party is still investigating. But I was also surprised, we discovered that they have violated our rights as a political party. And they have gone all around to intimidate all the security agents and so many. And we are saying that we cannot be intimidated. Yes. We cannot be harassed. Yes. We cannot be cowed to believe. Yes. So Labour Party has come to stay in Nigeria. Yes. And we want to advise all political parties to allow us, leave us alone. Yes. I want to tell security agencies to not become political party members. Because police are not political party members. So they should do what is right according to the rule of law. You cannot be a judge in your own case. They are judged in their own case. They want to carry law into their own hands. And that's why we are here with our entire members from all over the federation to receive this obnoxious and this evil move to derail us from pursuing the cause Nigeria has given to us. Yes. Nigeria really gave us their mandate on the 25th of February this year. Yes. And on that mandate we stand. Yes. That's why we believe in the rule of law. And that's why we have gone to court to say we are challenging this in the court. They should leave us alone. Instead of creating diversion and division in our party, we will not agree. That's why we want the whole world to know that today we have come back to our party, and our party is our own, and we have begun the legal process, the criminal proceeding against all the perpetrators of this very evil and barbaric act.
Yeah. When you say leave us alone, who are you referring to specifically?
We are talking about that political party. They are sponsored by people, by parties. And Julius Abure remain our chairman.
The party chairman, who arrived at the secretariat at 5 p.m. in a coaster bus with registration number YAB294BP, forced the gate open and temporarily took control of the party office before police was drafted in to maintain the peace. Leader of the police team and DPO of Itaku Police Station, Godfrey Victor, advised the rampaging party men to maintain the peace. A chieftain of the All Progressive Congress APC in Enugu, Osita Okechukwu, has brushed aside the purported expulsion by the state chapter of the party. Reports gathered that during a press briefing, the Enugu APC, through its state secretary, Robert Ungu, announced the expulsion of Okechukwu alongside the former governor Sullivan Chim, former Senate President Ken Inamani, and Foreign Affairs Minister Geoffrey Inyama, among others. They were accused of anti-party activities. Chairman of the party in the state, Ugochukwu Agbala, who was at the briefing, said the party would continue to purge itself of such members. Reacting, Okechukwu said Agbala was shifting blame after destroying the party. Okechukwu, the Director General of Voice of Nigeria, VON, in a statement made available to journalists, said that the story of his kingsman Ugo Agbala is the story of a failed chairman quarreling with himself. He came from PDP, akin to a political bandit, and hijacked their great party with the assistance of Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma. And to fulfill his empty pocket, he drove all the stakeholders away and boasted he would quadruple the 56,000 they scored in 2019 presidential election. Regrettably, he scored abysmally only 4,722. And instead of apologizing, he cited his CV flying around at the president-elect house and APC headquarters. This is why he is telling a childish lie against some of the foundation members of APC, who sold only plot of land in Enugu during his governorship election in 2011. Ironically then, Agbala was in the comfort zone of PDP while they are constructing the APC structure. Okechukwu said Ugochukwu Agbala is ignorant of APC's constitution that gave only the word the right to suspend or sack members. A Nigerian online newspaper, the People's Gazette, which reported the alleged leaked audio conversation between Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi and Bishop David Oyedepo of the Living Faith Church, has suspended one of its reporters, Ayola Babalola, for 1 month without pay for violating the newspaper's social media policy. Babalola, who sat on the political decks of People's Gazette, had previously worked for Sahara Reporters, another Nigerian online-based newspaper. This was disclosed in a statement issued by the People's Gazette, announcing the suspension. The statement, contained in a memo signed by the Deputy Managing Editor, Bola Dale Adekoya, was sent to reporters. In a previous week, the leaked audio conversation in the contest alleged that Obi, ahead of the presidential election, solicited help from Oyedepo to talk to his people, and in the conversation described the election as a religious war. On crime, police operatives Zone 7 Abuja have arrested a group of men alleged to have been involved in using charms to defraud members of the public, especially those residing in the Abuja area of the state. According to a statement released by SP Istifanus Sunday Bako, a team of detectives on April 5th stormed Jikoyi and Orozu along Karu, the FCT area of Abuja, and apprehended 3 suspects, Uloko Aduku, 28 years, Salisu Aju, 38 years, and Adams Halilu, 24 years, together with 2 small boys of age 11 and 13 to be their victims, all residents of Abuja and from Kogi State. Bako said all suspects confessed to having been involved in using charms to defraud people, especially giving charms to cybercrime and internet fraudsters, also known as Yahoo Plus, who in turn used the charm on their victims which sometimes results in the deaths of some of the victims to achieve their aim and get whatever they want from their victims. Bako added that the DIG Kayode Egbetokun encouraged worshippers to be careful where they worship and report suspicious activities to the police. A federal high court in Lagos State has convicted and sentenced a 49-year-old businessman, Celestino Kingsley, also known as Okafor Kingsley Ikenna, to 6 years imprisonment for illegally exporting 9.40 kg of cocaine. Justice Daniel Osiago handed over the jail term after Kingsley admitted to committing the offense and pleaded guilty to the charge. The convict was arraigned by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency on 2 counts of conspiracy and the unlawful export of the banned substance in a charge marked FHC L96C 2023. The prosecutor Augustine Uwangu told the court that the convict, sometimes in March, conspired with one Chibuzo Okoye, who is said to be on the run to commit the offense. The prosecutor told the court that the convict was arrested on March 4, 2023 during the outward clearance of passengers of a Qatar Airways flight to India via Doha at the new Terminal 11 of the Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos. According to the prosecutor, the offense committed is contrary to and punishable under Sections 14B and Section 11B of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency Act Cap 30 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004. The convict pleaded guilty to the charges, and following his guilty plea, the prosecutor urged the court to convict and sentence him according to the section of the NDLEA Act he was charged with, but his lawyer pleaded with the court to temper justice with mercy in sentencing his client. He urged the court to take into account his client's timely guilty plea as a first-time offender, and that since his client was arrested, he had turned a new leaf, with a promise not to engage in any illegal acts. He consequently pleaded with the court to grant his client an option of a fine instead of a jail term. Justice Osiago, in his judgment, sentenced Kingsley to 3 years each for the 2 counts, adding that jail terms should run concurrently. The judge, however, gave the convict an option of 2.5 million naira fine on each of the counts and also ordered that monetary option should run consecutively. Personnel of the Kwara State Command of Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC) arrest a 32-year-old woman, Mariam Yusuf, for stealing baskets of tomato and pepper at Kulende Market in Sango, Ilorin East local government area of the state. Spokesman of the Corps, Olusukomi Ayeni, who disclosed these in a statement, said the suspect was arrested on the 5th of April following a report by the traders in the market. He explained that the issue of the theft had been hampered within the Kulende market, leading to suspicion among the traders. According to Ayeni, luck ran out of the suspect when NSCDC personnel at Kulende Outpost under Tanker Division apprehend her while trying to make away with the stolen goods. Mariam had confessed to the crime and necessary legal action will be taken. He said the suspect would be arraigned in court after an investigation had been concluded. Men of the Ondo State Police Command prevented students of the Adekunle Ajashin University, Akungba Akoko, from protesting against the death of one of their colleagues. The deceased, whose identity was yet to be ascertained, was allegedly stabbed to death by suspected cultists said to be indigents of the community. It was gathered that the student who reportedly lived outside the campus of the institution was killed on Thursday, 6th April. Angered by the incident, a source who does not want to be mentioned over fears of reprisal said students of the institution took to the street to protest, but they were prevented by the policemen deployed to the scene to prevent crisis between the students and the indigents of the town. In her reaction, the police public relations officer of the command, Fumilayo Odunlami, who confirmed the incident, said the police were quickly drafted to the streets to prevent breakdown of law and order while investigation had begun into the matter. She said the student was confirmed dead at the hospital where he was rushed to. An indigent had an issue with the student, and one thing led to the other. He stabbed the student, and it resulted to the student's death. Student took to the street to protest. The corpse was taken to the morgue by police. While on it, some people mobilized to the suspect mother's house to set it ablaze. Police and the people were there to put off the fire, the PPRO stated. Angry youth in Delta State stormed the state police command headquarters in Asaba with the corpse of a young man alleged to be shot over ₦100 bribe by police officer along Ugbolu Asaba Road during the week. Angry youth in Delta State stormed the police command headquarters in Asaba with the corpse of a young man allegedly shot dead over ₦100 bribe by some police officers along the Ugbolu Asaba Road during the week. The angry youth blocked a major road in Asaba to protest the alleged killing before carrying the corpse of the yet-to-be-identified young man to the police headquarters in Asaba to protest the killing. The State Police Command is yet to comment on this development. We'll go on a short break. We'll be right back.
Do you know women are adventurous, ambitious, captivating, confident, and dazzling? Do you know she's also dynamic, enigmatic, inspiring, and self-assured? Those are not all about who a woman is. She's also blessed with the wisdom to design her world. She is optimistic when she puts her mind to do anything, malleable and astute. And to crown it all, she is naive because of her total belief in anything she loves, and same time noble with her character. These and many more about a woman are what we discuss and analyze on Women's World, a program that celebrates women who have put all these attributes together to add value to their society. Be my guest together to tell your story yourself. I am a woman and I am proud to be. Join Faith Abdul Ghaffar only on MLC TV online by 6 p.m. every Sunday for all-encompassing about who a woman is. For your contribution, comments, even to appear on the show, advert placement and sponsorship, please call any of the numbers displayed on the screen. Visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Malachi TV, and like our Facebook pages, MLC TV and MLC TV WW to watch our editions. Thank you.
Welcome back. On the foreign scene, the Israeli military has carried out airstrikes on targets belonging to the Palestinian militant group Hamas in southern Lebanon and Gaza Strip. The military said the attacks were a response to a barrage of 34 rockets fired from Lebanon into northern Israel on Thursday, which it blamed on Hamas. Militants in Gaza fired dozens more rockets after the strikes began. Tensions are high following the 2 nights of Israeli police raid at the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem earlier this week. The raid triggered violent confrontation with Palestinians inside the mosque, which is Islam's third holiest site, and caused anger across the region. Hamas did not say that it fired the rocket from Lebanon, which was the biggest such barrage in 17 years. But its leader, Ismail Haniyeh, who was visiting Beirut at the time, said Palestinians would not sit with their arms crossed in the face of Israeli aggression. Overnight, there were 2 or 3 explosions around the Rashidian Palestinian refugee camp, 5 kilometers 3 miles south of the Lebanese coastal city of Tyre. Lebanese media also reported strikes on the outskirts of the village of Al-Kulaila, another 4 kilometers further south. Photographs appear to show that a small bridge was destroyed. A Uganda cabinet minister is to spend Easter in jail after being charged over scandal involving the theft of thousands of metal roofing sheets. They were intended for vulnerable communities in the northeastern Karamoja region. Mary Goretti Kitutu Kimono, the minister for the region, pleaded not guilty in court but was denied bail. After 10 other senior government figures are alleged to have received some of the stolen corrugated iron. These include the vice president, the prime minister, the parliamentary speaker, and other ministers.
according to the Inspector General of Government. Some of them told the parliamentary committee investigating the corrupt scandal involving 14,500 missing iron sheets that they had not asked for them. The Prime Minister had apologized and urged other officials to return the sheets. Speaker Anita Among told the House that she had returned the ones she received. Karamoja has for decades faced persistent drought and flooding when it rains, leaving many in the semi-arid northeastern region dependent on aid. Kitutu will remain in custody until next Wednesday. It is alleged that instead of distributing the roofing materials to Karamoja communities, she gave them to her relatives and officials. And on sports, Nigeria has dropped 5 places in the latest FIFA men's ranking for February. The Super Eagles, who were ranked 5th in the world in the ranking released in December, dropped 14 points to 40th. The Eagles' drop in the rankings was largely due to their poor performance in the recently played African Cup of Nations qualifiers against lowly rated Guinea-Bissau in the month under review. Jose Pesiero's men were conquered by the Wild Dogs in the first leg of the double encounter at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in Abuja, before laboring to a 1-0 win in Bissau in the second leg of the double-header encounter. The 3-time African champions dropped further in Africa as they currently occupy the 6th position. Meanwhile, Morocco's impressive run saw them maintain their #1 spot on the continent and 11th in the world. They are followed by second-place Senegal, who was moved 1 place in the world to 18th. Tunisia maintained its position at the 3rd best team in Africa and 28th in the world, while Algeria leapfrogged Egypt to occupy the 4th position in Africa, while also moving 6th places in the world to the 34th position. Egypt, who was 39th in the previous rankings, moved up 4 places to be ranked 35th in the world and 5th in Africa. Nigeria, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Mali, and Ghana complete the top 10 in Africa. Frank Lampard promised to focus on the job at hand after being named Chelsea's caretaker manager rather than trying to land the role full-time. Lampard has completed a surprise return to Chelsea for the rest of the season, replacing the sacked Graham Potter. The club say Lampard will take charge while they carry out an exhaustive process to find a permanent boss. The 44-year-old said he wants to do the best possible role he can, and after that, he will see what happens. Lampard, who has been out of a job since he was dismissed by Everton in January, previously managed Chelsea from July 2019 until he was sacked in January 2021. His first game will be away to Wolves in the Premier League will be today, Saturday, before a Champions League quarter-final first leg against Real Madrid on Wednesday. Let's join Joy Dada for the latest on entertainment world.
Welcome to Entertainment News. I am Joy Dada. Davido reveals how much he spent on his previous album, A Better Time. Nigerian Afrobeat superstar David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, says he spent $2 million on his third studio album, A Better Time. Davido revealed this during one of his media tours for his new album, Timeless, in the United States. Speaking on the Hebrew in the Morning show on Hot 97 FM, New York, the 30 Million Gang explained that the figure cover features, videos, and promotions. He said he spent just $300,000 on his latest album, Timeless, and he has already made more money from the investment than his last album. Davido's third studio album, A Better Time, was released in 2020 with guest features from American heavyweights such as Nicki Minaj, Chris Brown, Young Thug, Lil Baby, and Summer Walker. Thanks for joining me. I am Joy Dada, reporting for MLC TV.
And that is the size of our package. Please do join us daily via our YouTube channel, Malachi TV, Facebook pages, MLC TV and MLC TV2, Instagram, MLC TV 2021, and Twitter at MLC TV1 to be part of our global news and special programs designed to discuss issues that have direct impact on us. The political arena is Saturday by 7 p.m., Women's World is Sunday by 6 p.m., and Monday is The Opinion by 9 a.m. Please watch, subscribe, and share to be part of our success story. For your contribution or comments, advert placement, or sponsorship to cover your events for our news segment, please call any of our numbers displayed on the screen. You can also reach us by sending a message to us through malachitv2021@gmail.com. We are Malachi TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone. I am Jennifer Odimayo. Thank you for watching, and happy Easter to our Christian faithful around the world. Bye for now.